Colostro Studios. We have 3 different studios. This one is for my painting and art classes. My whole life has been a painter. How can I just change? I thought my career's over. If I just let go, it's pretty much that, and then it gets really frustrating. I was angry. It was a dark place. All my papers of my future paintings were thrown on the floor. I had a fit. I remember it distinctly. It was up in the attic studio space. Stu actually said, well, if you're not going to paint, you may as well get rid of your brushes and paint. And I think it was probably at that point I said, F you, no. No, this whole experience, never gotten angry, never cried except for that one time. It's just been very focused. Let's move on. Let's just keep moving. You know, and that's already too frustrating, so, and hard on the shoulder. After the headache and it disappeared, I ended up being asymptomatic for 2 years. So I thought, it's all done. Maybe it all disappeared. However, you still get MRIs, and every 3 months they could see it growing. And then symptoms started happening, meaning that my speech, because it's in my left side, so that controls speech and gait issues, and now a tremor with my right hand. So since it's on my left side, everything on my right is sacrificed. Well, currently there's no diagnosis yet, but all of a sudden there was a really severe headache. It went on for at least 3 weeks. Since then, that was 5 years ago, and we still don't have a diagnosis yet, but it's still progressing, and we're going to very good doctors of Canada. The first diagnosis was potentially MS or transverse myelitis, and then glioblastoma, which is generally brain cancer. I do have a brain tumor, which means that there's an abnormality in the brain, and then it required brain surgery twice. The first time was an awake craniotomy, which was fun because I like science, so it was kind of a neat experiment for me. However, scary, very scary to consider that you'll be awake potentially for 3 hours. I was working on a very large commission. They expect a certain quality, and it was getting really hard. I had to hold the brush really tightly with my right hand in order to do one stroke. I just said, well, this is causing a lot of pain. And I still had a lot to go on the painting, and I already took a deposit, and I needed to finish to pay for the bills. And so I just said, well, let's try left. And I passed the brush over to my left, and it was pretty shocking because it was such a smooth stroke that I thought, I'm going to become a left-hand painter. And I thought, okay, so how do we do this? This is actually also a work in progress. That's the actual photo. And this is the first coat that was done with my right hand. And now I'm finishing it with my left hand. That's kind of my left hand area up there. We're doing more prints or reproductions of our original works. So this one is already glued. I attach it to the wood panel surface. When that is completely done and trimmed, then I go over here and now I sit down. You have to sit at a perfect level. I used to do this with my right hand. I used to do it by holding it like a pizza and then just take the paint and go around the edges. But as you can see, that is not possible anymore. So I have to sit it right down, and then I take my paint. That's my general paint for all edges of originals and prints, because I want them to feel like they have an original. I'm not cheating them, but I want them to feel like it is original. And I'll just do that all around the edges. I think I'm normal, so I have the ups and downs and everything in between, typical. However, as soon as I could create with my left hand, even knowing I could do that, changed my life dramatically from maybe a negative moment, but now it's completely positive because I did not believe I could overcome that challenge, definitely. And I did. And so I believe now that anything is possible.
Are you happy with what you're doing?
Yep.
Yeah? Wouldn't change it?
Never. Stu mentioned to me, could you turn back and would you go back to being a right-hand painter? And I said, never. Never. I don't want. Like, this experience has been so unimaginable. Like, I can't believe what this good experience is that I've had. And so happy, so happy. If I lose my left hand, because they don't know what this is. If I lose my left hand, I'm already kind of practicing with my mouth. I'm not going to stop painting.